Good afternoon, Lindsay. My name is Zach. I'm going to be the student physical therapist working with you today under the doctor and under the direction of Dr. Clausen. Excuse me. So I understand you're being seen today because you've got MRI results that state you have some degenerative disc disease, and you're pretty concerned about that. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So one thing I just kind of want to talk about is, with those results of the degenerative disc disease, it's really not something that we need to be too worried about. It's actually a pretty common diagnosis, I guess you could say, for most of the population. As we age and, are pretty active with our daily lives and go about, just living, gravity's pushing down on us all day. Those discs can get compressed. And as long as it's not the root of your problem, which I don't think it is, it's not something to really be concerned about, and you can live a full-on, healthy and active lifestyle. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. One more thing I'd like to kind of touch on is some of the chronic pain you've been experiencing. You've come in today because you've had some pretty serious neck pain for multiple years now.
Yep.
And you haven't had a significant injury from that.
No.
Okay. So one thing I think that may be contributing to your pain, if I may, is just a little bit of a hypersensitization of those nerves in your neck. Maybe a few years ago you may have injured yourself in those nerves, at the time, reacted to that injury and said, hey, there's something going on. And then as time goes on, like for example, say you cut your finger open, that finger's going to bleed a little bit, it'll scab over eventually and then heal, and you may be left with a little scar. So your tissues will heal, but some of those nerves will actually still be hypersensitive. I like to use the analogy, like when you're cooking in your house and you have an overly sensitive smoke alarm. Say you're just, I don't know, cooking eggs or something, and you're not burning them, but the smoke detector thinks there's a fire somewhere and it's, beeping at you saying fire, fire, fire. Our nerves are kind of similar, and I think that's what's going on in your neck right now.
Okay.
So one way I think we can treat that is using what's called graded motor imagery. Now, with graded motor imagery, we start out by, using some imaginative movements. So it's not really where you're doing the movements or performing them. We're just thinking about performing the movements, and that actually, disassociates that painful stimulus from those nerves. And then we can kind of build upon that as we move forward throughout our sessions.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. One other thing that, you brought up today is some of the other things that are going on in your life right now. You had mentioned that you live with your grandmother. You're kind of worried about her overall health and maybe, living a financial situation. Is that something that you're, being seen or seeking out help with? Or do you have any resources for that right now?
I don't.
No? Okay. Well, that's something we can definitely give you today before you leave.
Okay.
Go over maybe some stress management techniques and even give you the resources to possibly even seek out, a social worker or even a therapist if you'd like.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, moving forward, I think with our sessions, I think, we can try some of those newer treatments on your neck, and we'll see if we can get those nerves to calm down so that way we can get your pain under control.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely.